Excellent strength and perfect clarity is the 5x5.
Hey, welcome back. It is David from the 5x5, and this is Real Talk with David. Nikki's probably in bed right now because earlier we tried to record a show, but I worked today and she was busy. She was watching I guess it was Dancing with the Stars, and I think Amber, the chick from Glee, won, which she's the first black female celebrity to win Dancing with the Stars in 17 seasons. So I think they had like 2 or 3 seasons a year. I know they haven't been on that long, but so congratulations out to her. Kudos. And she was saying that props to the big girls because I've never seen a big girl that couldn't dance. Big girls have rhythm. And hey, my friend Donovan from the Off Limits show, thanks for joining me. So we're gonna be much tonight because I wanted to record a show tonight because earlier things just weren't acting right. And forgive me if the if my mic sounds bad. I've been having some um, audio problems, and hopefully tomorrow I was going to go out and try to find me a better mic setup. I just need a whole new computer, but they do have some HPs available, but I don't know if I want to fight everybody on Thanksgiving night tomorrow. But maybe I can find me if there's a store that's having sale on all their electronics. Maybe I can get me a good deal at Best Buy on a microphone because I really, 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 really need it. And maybe that will make my quality audio. Um, the quality be a little better. But anyhow, I thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting the show. So since it is Thanksgiving, I want to say thank you to all you 5x5ers out there. Like I said, for supporting the show, listening, coming back, putting up with the bad audio from time to time. And we've been doing the show since, I want to say since April. Yeah, since April, and learning new things every day, every week. Um, but thank you. So thanks for following. We just and for the 32 new followers from 2 days ago to today. I didn't know anybody want to hear my big mouth talk so much, but that's something I do very, very well. But first, before we get into anything holiday-esque, I wanted to give a quick shout out, and I'm so bad at this. I'm always late. I'm always late when things come around, and even though I know they're coming and I want to get involved, and it seems like I never get to have the opportunity. Um, to do it because sometimes life just happens and it seems to be that my life is busier than I want it to be at times. But a quick shout out to the organization for Movember. It is Movember. If you guys aren't familiar with Movember, it's an annual month-long event involving the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer and testicular cancer, and their associate charities. Um, uh, it's more about awareness, getting help, getting the facts, going to your doctor, and then also support. And I didn't know that Movember started in Adelaide, South Australia. And the idea was growing mustaches for charity throughout the month of November. And they explained that the idea of a one night in a pub, they came up with a one night in a pub, and it started with 80 men from Adelaide, and soon became a nationwide phenomenon. And I guess this was in 2004. an unrelated group in Melbourne, Victoria, organized an event where 30 men would grow a mustache for 30 days in order to raise awareness for prostate. So that's when the transition happened. Not just for charities, it turned to a men's health type of focus, and just surprisingly, and I guess I shouldn't really say this, the most contributions financially have been from Canadians. Who knew? But it's taken over, and they have a really, really, really um, cute app, and it's not too late. This goes to the end of the month, and I guess in your respective cities, they will all have these galas. I doubt if in the city if I that I'm in, if they're doing anything, but I wonder. So Movember is for mustaches. See, I'm not going to cut my beard, and if I do cut my beard, excuse me, I'm not going to cut my goatee. Um, so I guess we need to come up with something called for beards. I guess you would say bearderwary. Would that work? Bearderwary or beardolgus or beardagus. They could be for fat guys who like Chipotle or something. That could be our support group. I'll be the spokesperson. But so like I said, check out their app. It's on both Android and the iTunes App Store under Movember. You can donate. I wish I had did this early on. Supported. I would have supported the um, the cause and try to raise money. But like I said, just about everything else, I'm just late. And here recently, I've been working a lot more, and I really don't have an excuse. To give an excuse is a poor excuse. So I'm just going to stop there. But you still can make a donation. Um, and there's a lot of groups on there. You can go check out everybody's picture. My picture's on there. It's the same picture that I use. That's on my Facebook page, but it's also on the cruise show. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, but let's see. Oh, I think it's funny. If you go to um, the app, there's several different types of mustaches that the members and sponsors, participants can grow. There's one called the Abracadabra, the After Eight, the Boxcar, which kind of looks like what was the guy that Robert Downey Jr. played? I can't think of his name right now, and not Sherlock Holmes. Kind of the Connoisseur, the Regent, the Rockstar, which it looks like a '70s porn stash. The Trucker, which I kind of like. It's kind of like a goatee without the bottom, and the Undercover Brother. I have no idea what they mean by that, but it looks interesting. And then the Wisp. So check them out. Check out Movember if you're able to contribute to the cause. Um, do so. Um, I'm One thing is my father. He didn't think about his health, and it wasn't cancer or anything. It was his hypertension until he had a stroke. And I think a lot of men, self included, um, I'll let things go until I'm like, okay, I better go ahead and go on in. But then sometimes if I feel like it's went away, then I just won't worry about it, and that's a bad, bad, bad um, quality to have. So I need to stop that. But like I said, my father, he was the same way, and maybe I get it from him because knock on wood, I really don't get sick, but that doesn't mean there's something underlying. And if you're not checking, um, getting I'm a man of a particular age, so I know pretty soon they're going to want to give me a prostate exam, and I could go there with the whole gay thing, but I won't. Um, but also for testicular cancer, that's a really simple, easy self check. There was a rugby team, I believe I want to say the Netherlands or Switzerland that did testicular exams right on their local well, national for them television station. I think sometimes the more European countries or countries outside of the U.S., they're more aware. I think we as Americans, we tend to be a little prudish and kind of don't want to um, look at those type of things because we always equate it with sex, which it is, but also I'd rather equate it with sex and not die than equate it with sex and ignore it, if that makes sense. But anyhow, check out their website. Oh, and another thing, and this is totally off topic. Apple TV got really jiggy with it here, and they slipped in a little update. And they added like iMovie, Yahoo View, and a couple of things. But one thing I don't understand, Time Warner. A lot of these, because I have Time Warner cable, a lot of these apps that you have to utilize through your Apple TV, if you guys have one, you have to use your cable subscription credentials to sign. And why is Time Warner being so picky about not letting you use your credentials for if every other company's on there but Time Warner? Oh, and then they have an app that's not even available in the App Store for Apple TV. Anyhow, I had to get that off my chest. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Come and take a look. Open up my chocolate box. I bet you like a tea. I don't know, but you can brush. I think you like a lot. A chocolate box. A chocolate box. A chocolate box. A chocolate box. I told you then I talk about you to my friends, you would think that they would know you. If I told you that I loved you, would it mean anything to you? I'm secretly in love with you. What would you do if I told you what I'm going through? I'm secretly in love with you. What would you do if I told you that I loved you? If I told you, what would you do?
I really like that song. It's kind of, and I one of those people that I really don't like dance music, but it has enough of that kind of R&B kind of flavor to make me enjoy it a little bit, and I like the vocals as well. Anyhow, so we were talking about Movember, and then I kind of threw a dig at Time Warner and Apple T. Well, not at Apple TV, but at Time Warner. Um, what else is there? Thanksgiving. So I guess today is really thanks because it is officially. Um, you think I kind of thought it's saying it's trance. And so I think it sounds kind of dancey to me. I guess it could be trance, but trance to me seems like it's more. Um, I don't know, like you need to be on heroin or something to enjoy it. I don't know. But but I really like Transcendent, if that's what it is. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, today is officially Thanksgiving Eve, and it's so funny because normally I would cook. I know my sister's cooking. My mother may prepare some things, and I thought I was gonna get to have 2 days off, not to do anything. And so earlier this evening, my mother says, when I was talking to her, she says, "Aren't you cooking the macaroni and cheese?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Didn't you say that?" I'm like, "No." And you know how people like they're really asking you to do it. No, they're really telling you to do it, and it's not but they kind of form it like maybe you forgot. I'm like, I don't forget anything. She gives me one of my side eyes, and she's like, "No, I'm sure you said you do it." I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't think I did." She's like, "Oh yeah, I think you said you was gonna do it." So I knew it was gonna be an argument that I wasn't gonna win. But last year, if y'all know anything about cooking greens, not even though I do like canned glory greens, people yell at me all the time. I think they have the best taste, no fuss, no muss. There's, you don't have to clean them. You can take them out of the can. You get these big old cans. And the lady who started that company, or said she's from this area. Anyhow, but if you know anything about greens, like I said, I love glory greens because to me they taste really good, and I have to have greens with my Thanksgiving. Okay, you're right. It's house. And we're still talking about that last song. Um, so, so last year at Thanksgiving, um, my mom, because I prefer canned greens. I don't know what unless fresh greens are, you have to throw enough fat back in there. If you guys don't know what fat back, that's pieces of meat and fat from a pig that you throw in the greens to give it more flavor. I've seen people put bacon grease in greens, but regardless of all that, um, last year my mother, one of her friends, uh, gave her some fresh greens to make for Thanksgiving, and so the key to fresh greens, I don't know how they're made. I'm sure they're grown in dirt, and I'm not a farmer, so I don't know. But I'm sure they're grown in dirt, and they're like a lettuce or something, whatever. And of course you boil them, but before you get to the boiling part and cooking them, they have to be washed thoroughly. They have to be washed very, very thoroughly. And so when we get these greens. We're eating our dinner, and they're smelling really good. But you know how sometimes you catch a whiff of something, and you recognize the smell, and you don't know exactly what it is. So I remember sitting at the table last year, and I'm like, oh, they smell good, but then you get that whiff, like, that's an odd smell. Where have I smelled that smell before? And so, of course, I pile them on because I love me some greens. There was a lot of chaos, people getting food, and everybody's talking, and so put it on the plate. And so I'm sitting there, and I take my first bite, and at that same moment, my sister's she catches me, or our eyes catch, and and I could read her mind. Me and my sister, we have a kind of a telepathic connection when it comes to our parents, as to we can talk without them knowing what we're talking about. And so her eyes told me, "Don't eat the greens," and I'm like, "Okay, I need to know why." So I'm gonna take a bite. When I tell you, when I put these greens, collard greens, in my mouth, it tastes like I was eating mud, because my mother had not washed the greens thoroughly, because she gets a little scatterbrained sometime. I remember one year my grandmother was getting older. We had to stop her from cooking one year because we caught her putting sugar, which she thought was salt, putting sugar in some greens. And we're like, "Oh, Grandma, you can't do that. That's not going to be good." It was like more like green syrup. It was nasty. But anyhow, so all this dirt, and then I'm trying to not, be gross and spit it out the table, and I'm crunching away, and all I feel is this gritty, sand-like texture in my mouth, and my sister, in her eyes, she's cracking up, and so. And then everybody looks to see what's left on your plate after everybody eats dinner. And so my mom's doing her casual, "Oh, that was good," and she's kind of peeking over people's shoulders. "Let me give me a little pat." She's looking. Then the question that nobody wanted to answer finally comes out. "Why don't you eat my greens?" I was full, because you can always say I was full. You don't have to say they were nasty. I was full, but you can't do that with my mom. You just gotta, because she'll bug you, because then she'll invent stuff. So if you don't say what was wrong, then she'll make up something worse than what you could have ever said. So I said, "Mom, I don't think you cleaned them right." I cleaned them, of course. That's another big fight. Y'all have to eat them. I eat them myself. And so she starts eating them, and then she's like, "This shit tastes like dirt." And then we all fell out about it. So she was happy because she didn't have to pay for it. So this year, tomorrow, I'm going to the store, and I'm buying 4 huge cans of Glory Greens, and and we're not having fresh greens this year. I can't go through another mud, slime ball, collard green grass mess again. Be right back.
Soul's not light
know there's one thing, I really don't miss those greens from last year. So like I said, I will be getting me some glory greens this year if I have to eat them by myself. And I mean that. But I will have to say I'm thankful for whatever my mother can do. She's had a really tough year, and I love her, love her, love her to death. And I'm thankful that she has the strength to endure all her illnesses. And I spoke about this on the cruise show. And by the way, if you guys haven't checked out the cruise show, you need to check it out. As Donovan from the Off Limits Show, Ken Boggle, and myself, and we have a great time. Next week, we are talking to Sorted Live star and top 20 Billboard recording artist Jason Dotley. He will be sitting in with us, give us an interview, and also sitting in our panel discussion on whatever our theme is. I forget what the theme is. I think it's Ken's turn to throw us a theme this next week. And also don't forget tomorrow, Thursday show. It's going to be a Thanksgiving show where we all share what we're thankful for. And thank you guys. Like I said earlier, thank you guys for listening. So I guess I don't know what I'm going to do Thanksgiving night. Either I might go see Thor since I haven't seen it yet, or I'm gonna go to like Walmart and get like one of the little doorbuster things that somebody wants and then walk around with it and not buy it. I think that would be funny, but hopefully I'll be able to get me a new microphone. So my audio will get better. They're gonna have to have tablets and stuff. It's like for $49. So don't know exactly. I was gonna get a PS4, but I've heard some horror stories about the blue light of death. You know, like remember the computers would give you the blue screen of death? Well, they're going to give you the blue light of death. But anyhow, we're going to have Devin Rose take us out with Holidays at Home, since this does officially, well, in 2 days, kick off the Christmas season. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
Check us out on Facebook at The 5x5, or tweet us at The 5x5, or go to Recycle Blog Talk for past shows. Thanks for tuning in.